first graders. Hey, it's Tuesday, and today we are going to talk about interpreting graphs, and that is a big word, but I think you guys can do this. We just need a few reminders, all right? So let's get started. Okay, I have a graph here, and this graph tells about kids' favorite fruits. Okay, so when we read a graph, we see along the side, it tells us the number. Along the bottom, it tells us the fruits. So you always need the amount on one of your sides, and you're going to need the items you're talking about on the other side. All right, so now interpreting them just means looking at them and finding the answers we need. All right, so this question says apples. How many kids liked apples? Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to find apples. Okay, well, I look at that and I just see a bar. It doesn't tell me a number. How am I going to know how many kids like apples? Well, you're right. I'm going to look up at the top of that bar and I'm going to go across to my numbers because I said we have to have a mount somewhere. And I go straight across my line and I find out 10 is where the top of that bar is. So that tells me 10 kids like apples. Let's try one more on this and then I'm going to get a different graph. How about we try pears? How many kids like pears? Take a look at my graph. I see pears and I go straight across and I see, yes, you're right, 3 kids liked pears. Great job, guys. All right, let me get a different graph here. Okay, we're still talking about kids' favorite fruits, but they're going to ask us some different questions this time because sometimes they don't ask us just how many. They might ask us things like, which fruit did most kids like? If most kids like it, am I going to have the shortest bar, the middle bar, or the tallest bar? Which one would represent most kids? You got it. That tallest bar is going to represent most kids. So most kids like oranges. If they ask us which fruit did kids like the least, well, we know this is the most. So which one of these 3 would be the least? You're right, the shortest one is going to be the least. So this tells us that bananas are the least liked. All right, it might also ask questions like this one. How many kids like either pears or bananas? So if it says either, that means we're going to have to count both of them. They like bananas or they like pears. So I have 2 that like bananas. I have 3 that like pears. 2 plus 3 is, you got it, 5 kids like either pears or bananas. Okay, let's look at that last question. How many kids like either oranges or apples? Well, that's like our last question. So that should help you out. Think about it. Check out your oranges. Check out your apples on your chart, on your graph. 6 like oranges, 4 like apples. So how many like either oranges or apples? You got it, 10 kids. Okay, guys, my challenge for you for the day is to make your own graph. And I want you to ask your family, maybe you could call grandma too or somebody else, and graph how many of your family like cats and how many like dogs. Okay, so if I find out that 4 of my family like cats, I'm going to put a bar up to here. If I find out only 1 person likes dogs, I'm going to put my bar to here. Okay, so that's my challenge for you. Alrighty, guys. Graphs aren't so bad. Just remember, we look, we're going to have an amount on one side and what it is on the other, and we just have to go where they meet and see what it is. Alright, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.